We are back.
Shorter hair.
Bro, yes. Elephant out of the room. This room. Okay.
Can you even see the glistening sweat on your
Bro,
forehead?
it's too bloody warm
I mean,
to be keeping that kind of hair, bro. Yeah. So Zach and I somehow decided at the same time.
At the same time.
Like he cut first. Then I asked, bro, I feel like cutting buzz tomorrow. Then he's like, bro, I just cut. So that happened. Yep. Good choice though.
Pedo look.
And we are back from a month break.
Fast,
Yeah. May just flew. One of the weirdest months ever, but good enough. Had a good break. Traveled a bit. Traveling again. Maybe. No lah. Anyways, let's kick off by saying what? A wise man once said.
Wise man once said.
A wise man once said.
Saying
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A wise man once said, true freedom is being able to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, and how you want to.
Who, what, where, when, how, why.
Yes, correct.
Freedom.
Freedom. America.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, how have you been, Zach?
The 1 month.
Yeah, what have you been doing?
It's been a chill month. Because we started off this year full swing.
Mm.
It was fast paced. We didn't even take a break. We just went in and we were like, let's get shit done.
Mm.
So it was nice to take a short break just to rejuvenate a little bit. I mean, I was still working. He was still working, but
We were all working.
yeah, but it's just a little bit of break, from our night activities.
Yeah. No more nightlife for us.
Yeah, man. I'm too old for that shit, man. Dang.
Speaking of nightlife, I visited a club.
Oh, Siam
Not really a Samtiu. Not a Samtiu. Like a fun club. Yeah, with live band and stuff. Because I'm in the music industry, right?
So it's a bar.
No, it's a club. That's the thing. They had
A club with a live band.
with a live band and a DJ. So they alternate.
Okay. How was
And
that?
I just realized how old I'm feeling and
I
becoming.
think I know this bar. There's an arcade behind, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun place. But I went there like years ago lah.
Yeah.
Right?
went there.
What were you doing there at this time and age, bro?
Hey, just hanging out. Then I forgot to bring my earplugs.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's hella loud.
was it trash music or was it
No, it's good music.
then why you need earplugs, bro?
No, but it's loud.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and my industry requires my ears to be fresh.
Ui, that's true also lah. Damn.
Oh my god, it's still so hot.
Yeah, man, you can actually see Jen's dripping. I don't know
I'm
why.
moisturized and in my own lane, bro.
Okay. I mean,
Anyway.
yeah, sure, man. You do you, bro. Yeah. So, will you be going back to that club, bar, live music shit again?
No lah, not anytime soon lah. Yeah. But this month, what's in it for this month?
Wow.
Month of June. Nothing much, just chilling.
Nothing much,
Having another 2-week break soon. So that'll be fun.
Bro, it's mid-year so fast, yeah?
Yeah.
Damn.
Now all the kids are having their 1 month break.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
2025
gonna
is
have my
just
one-
zooming past, bro.
And have my
Shit.
2-week break soon.
Nice. Where you going?
For me to know.
For you guys to find out. Lah.
They'll never find out unless you see me there.
Wait, if you see him there, he's not Jen, he's John.
I'm someone.
Yeah, he's on a holiday, man.
Anyway, yes, yeah. So what are we talking about today, Zach?
Wow. Since it's mid-year, let's go a bit darker.
It's time to catch up on our goals.
Yes. We're going to the dark side of the moon.
Dark side of the year, bro.
Oh yeah, the
No,
dark side of the year.
I think the second half of the year is that.
Which
to
is
me.
now lah. Yeah, better for you lah.
Why?
You know. Alright. Yeah, so today we're going to be talking about life.
Life.
Is the life we
Go on
live
about life.
truly the life we want?
Huh.
Have you ever thought about that? No?
Is the life we live truly what we want?
Yes. Is the life we live truly the life we want? Or have we been altered to think that this is what we want?
I think we've been shown, personally, we've been shown choices of what we can achieve in this life and what is achievable and possible in this life. So I think in a way it is laid out for us, but we still have a choice whether... Oh no, we still have a choice on which path we want to take. Yeah. So
Right.
it's not really controlled in a way, but those people who are fortunate enough to reach certain levels of life have shown us like what is possible. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, anything is possible.
Not
right?
really, you can't fly.
I mean, you could.
You can't.
Yes, you can.
You can fly for maybe 5 seconds until you land on the ground.
You can fly with some gadgets.
Not like physically fly.
Oh, physically lah.
No,
I
you
mean,
can't.
yeah, you can't. But why? Let's not go there. What the fuck, man?
You can't control the world.
Yes, you can.
You can't.
If you reach a certain status with a certain amount of money and a certain amount of power, you technically can control the world.
There will still be some parts where you can't control. Like the cannibals
Okay.
who don't have
I have no
internet.
idea where we are going with this. We are going sideways.
We are warming up for the month, bro. This is the first episode of the first half of the year.
Yes.
Well, what do you think?
Wow. Okay, I think it's almost similar to what you said.
Huh.
We have I call it the Singapore dream. The Singaporean dream. Right?
Wait, so what is your Singaporean dream?
My Singaporean, I don't have a Singaporean dream.
Okay,
There is
then what's
just
your
one,
dream?
There's one, okay, so there's one basic Singaporean dream,
Huh.
right? You,
Okay, let me guess. You find a partner, you BTO, and then you work until you're 65,
exactly,
and then you slowly draw your CPF until you die.
exactly.
The Singaporean
That's
dream.
the Singaporean dream. Yeah. So it's like it's actually a thing.
Oh.
It's actually a real thing that they call it the Singaporean dream. So it's a standard thing. So the only difference is how much money you save. Because if you're working a 9 to 5, you're going to draw a steady salary all the way. You already have your CPF covered for the house. How much are you going to save monetarily? Are you going to have kids? Are you going to go on lavish holidays? Are you going to have kids and go on lavish holidays? Or are you just going to stay rich?
Work, eat, have fun,
Yeah.
go back home.
And then have shit ton of money. Yeah. So that's the Singaporean dream. And then now we have what I call TikTok reality. Right? Because social media has showed us the life that we can live if we take certain actions or we do
That's true.
certain things. Right? Like, how many people do we know actually said, hey, I want to have a GCB and a Lamborghini, right? Like, I know a lot of people, I mean, I know a lot of people who will just randomly say, oh yeah, it would be nice to have a Lambo, but they are not actually working towards getting a Lambo, right? It's just more like a fantasy of theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how many people actually sit down and say, I'm going to save up for a Lambo or I'm going to work for a Lambo, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's I call it the TikTok dream, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's what, and I find it as a good thing actually, because it shows us what we can do and what we can achieve. And it also shows us what we are not doing and what we are not achieving.
Right.
Right?
That's true.
Because I met a lot of people and I know a lot of people personally. I'm sure you know some people also. 20s straight away, jump in, BTO. First full-time job, straight away, they take everything they have And
BTO.
they are just rushing it already. BTO, lavish marriage, and all that stuff. And then from then on, it's just going to be debts and debts and debts and debts and debts stacked over. And they are just doing a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
And it just got me thinking sometimes, like, is that the life I really want? Or is that the life that Singapore is showing me, hey, that's possible? Just live this life, you know? Like, they are promoting BTOs and staggered down payments and all that stuff. And everyone is attracted to it, right? I know a lot of youngsters right now in poly. And
oh yeah, the student scheme or something like that.
They have the student scheme. Some is in poly, some is in NS. And back in those days, we were not even thinking about that shit.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
and now
true.
they are already registering. They're already getting their BTO and all that stuff. They already got a debt over their head.
Waiting for them.
Yeah, before even achieving anything. And for me, it's like straight away, it's a casting stone idea. It's just building up this huge ass wall in your whole life, saying that, okay, now you have to just walk through this straight path. You got nowhere else to go. So sometimes it just got me sitting down and thinking, like, is that the life I want?
That's true.
And that's a dream that's a dream that Singapore is feeding us, the Singaporean dream. Or I could sit down, think of ways that I can be better and live the TikTok dream. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Right?
But I guess the Singaporean dream or that format or the template that people are usually taking, or that route that people are usually taking, is very influenced by the older generation.
Yes.
Because when it was their time, they did not have grants like these. They did not have an outlook on what's outside of Singapore and what's possible as well.
Yeah.
So that's why they say, oh, the government is very good. They're giving a lot of grants. Y'all should take it. Y'all should just go and start from there. Which is a good thing as well, because you can always start small and then scale yourself up. But once you get into something bigger and you realize you can't really handle it,
Yes.
that's where problems really settle in a way.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right?
So I guess it's a good and a bad thing. But now that we know what is possible and it's actually achievable, then of course we can start to think of a better life ahead. And I guess that's why I've never sat down thinking, oh, do I really want the life I am now? Instead, I always think, okay, what do I want? Then have I done a few things to get closer to that goal every day? I'm like, sure.
Right.
Yeah. Then how do I scale some of the things that I'm doing to something bigger?
Yeah.
It's always that. And it's never now, okay, in the past I used to be someone who like, oh, remember that time remember that time where we did this, did that. Oh, it was so fun. It was always reminiscing and looking at the rear view mirror. But now, I don't know, it's eyes ahead, and I only look back. Now I only look back and see how far I've come.
Right.
And the position I'm in now is what I could only dream of like a year back. Like a year back, I was like, what am I going to do? Like, we had these podcasts, but I was still thinking, shit, how is it even possible to do the things that I am doing now on a daily basis?
Right.
Yeah. And I guess that's what's keeping me from... Okay, because my biggest fear is being like mediocre.
Right.
And just be that.
Yeah.
Like,
Same.
have holidays once or twice a year.
Same.
9 to 5 every day. I can't, man. Like, every day I work maybe 5 hours max. On some weekdays I don't even work at all. maybe 3 to 4 days max, 5 hours a day.
Mm.
And then the rest of the day is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could even go gym, work on other stuff, work on my passion, do
Wank.
some music. Get closer to God.
Oh.
Wank, huh? See
Yeah.
this guy? Convert already. Wank.
Hey, I'm just saying him, not me. Yeah. But
But
yeah.
It's been a while, Zach.
Oh shit. You know, we have a lot of traits that are similar and it's starting to get a bit scary lah. But yeah.
Again.
I agree with you on the part about being mediocre. Right. It's one of the biggest motivating factor for me to push myself beyond my comfort zone in everything I do lah. Right. Because when I just started in the adult life, going into the full-time working industry, right? The first thing I always ask my superiors or people who has worked longer than me is their financial capabilities, right? Sometimes it might seem a bit personal lah, right? Like it's just me being kepo and stuff like that. But it's just me monitoring and checking if I'm at the right place I want to be, right? Because I have superiors, right, who's worked 10 years, 15 years in this industry, and they are telling me a Toyota Vios is expensive, which is fine, right? They think it's expensive, which is fine. Then I'm like, but it's just a Toyota Vios and you work 15 years and you still cannot afford a Toyota Vios, you know? So it's like, for me, it immediately strikes a fear to me because I'm like, I want to work a few years and I want to make big bucks and I want to freaking own a Lambo in 10 to 15 years, right? Like, they do the same thing, you know? When I tell them in 10 to 15 years I want to own a Lambo, they just laugh. They're like, haha, good luck, you know? And I'm like, yeah, thanks for the luck, but I will really work towards it lah, you know? And it shows me that all of them, because all of them already started this Singapore dream, they already expect everyone else to follow suit.
Yeah.
Right? And anyone who's trying to steer away from that path, they will just frown upon you or they will just try to bring you back to that path that they think is right. The only path that they know is right.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I get it's the safest path because, yeah, you got your housing, great. You can start a family, great. And stuff like that. But comes back to our point, are you actually living your life?
Yeah.
Right? Because I know a lot of people get married straight away. Before they have their house, before their BTO is ready, they are pregnant. BTO is ready. 1 year later, pregnant again. And then 2 kids, 3 kids, same job. Pay raise, $500. How? Yeah. Where are you going to go? What you going to do? You know? Right. I'm not calling out anyone in particular lah, but it's like, how? How are you going to live your life like that?
Yeah.
Right? And the same thing is...
It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's just...
Like, you cannot tell me deep down that's your passion. No one's going to believe you saying like, this is what I live for, man. This is what I wanted. I wanted to come back with bills in the letterbox and me scrunching and saving up every single penny and thinking twice when my son or daughter wants to buy a Nike shoe because it's the budget for the month.
Yes.
You know?
Correct.
And it's like, and then at the same time, once their kids grow up, they are going to sort of force them into that path as well. And they're just going to build another generation doing the same thing. Yeah.
I guess, talking about the Singapore dream first, I guess that comes with comfortability. Because they're comfortable, they think cars are expensive. So that mindset is already locked in them.
Right.
It's more of they are not willing to achieve something bigger. That's why when I talk to people, I try not to talk to those people who are
small-minded,
not achieving or have not achieved the things that I want.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you want to earn, like I was watching this guy, he's saying, if you want to earn, for example, put a number to it, 30K a month. You speak to people who have done 30K a month.
Yeah.
And you ask them, how did they do it? And just do what they did, and you will achieve that number. But if I have colleagues like yours who are comfortable with, give or take, I'm just throwing a number, 8K a month.
Mm-hmm.
At their age,
Mm-hmm.
achieving 8K a month, saying a car is expensive in Singapore, I wouldn't.
Take advice from them lah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would just. Oh, that's the cap of your intelligence and your capabilities.
Mm.
So I won't really do that. But another thing is, what did I want to say? What were we talking about again after that? The part where
The Singapore dream.
after that, after
After the Singapore dream.
yeah, so the viewers was expensive.
Yes. And then becoming parents and then yeah.
Yes. So becoming parents, usually most of the time, if you are someone who is like a go-getter,
Uh-huh.
having kids will not burden you, honestly, because it activates something in a man's mind. I don't know about ladies, but from what people tell me is once they have kids, they start earning more.
Because they have the drive to
Yes.
motivation to work harder lah.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you don't and you're still stagnant like what you were before you had kids, I think that's a problem.
Yep.
And also, can't even, when you were talking about having a budget for the month, I think we can both agree that we both grew up in a background something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did.
Where there was, how would I say this? We couldn't always get what we wanted
Yes.
when we wanted to. And I guess, I don't know for you, but at least for me, it's like, I don't want that
Situation. Yeah.
situation for my kids.
Same.
I want them to be like, oh, I want to, I don't know, pick up an instrument
Mm.
and I like this instrument. Then I want to learn. I say, okay, yes, you can go do it. How much do you need? When do you need it? Where is it? Is it good? Is there something better? Instead of, no lah, never mind lah, just get this one cheaper. Which is an okay mindset, but I
Yeah.
think it's quite fucked up. Because your whole life you'll be thinking, instead of, oh, do you like it? You'll have the mindset of, is it worth it? And sometimes the things that are worth monetarily worth it financially isn't, not the best option.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be good enough, but I want
To be better.
not only better, but better.
Yeah, to be better lah. Yeah. I agree lah. I mean, I've always heard of that saying, do not hang around people who are not living your dream.
Yeah.
Or do not take advice from people who are not living your dream. But I only encountered it recently. Right? Like, as in like personally encountered it recently lah. Like,
with your superior.
yeah, now that I'm in the workforce and all that stuff, right? And it strikes different lah. Right? It suddenly sets in, that reality sets in, because it's me thinking like, okay, if I take your advice, I'll probably end up where you are.
Yeah.
Or maybe 1 or 2 spots above you. But is that where I want to be? Does that align with my dream?
Yeah.
Or the life that I want to live? Right? And if it doesn't, then why am I listening to you? Or why am I taking your advice? Right? And it's the same thing. It might not just be your colleagues, it could be your friends, or it could even be your family. Right? I've got, now that we are all at that age, right, of people around us getting BTOs, people younger than us getting BTOs and all that stuff, having kids and all that, people are just coming up to me and asking me the same thing. My grandpa just messaged me a few days ago, hey, when you want to get married? And I'm like, really? Right? Because it's like, I could if I wanted to, but where am I going to go after that? Right? Like, yeah, there is a standard path.
Yeah.
But I want to have a lavish path, right?
You want your own path. lah.
Yeah, the lavish path lah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just me being stuck between not me lah. I'm not really stuck in it lah. It's just a lot of people I see being stuck in the Singaporean dream and not having the Singaporean dream, right? And like you said, now it is at this time and age and generation and this power tool that we have called technology. Personally, I believe that it's not that you can't earn a decent amount or live a certain life, it's you don't want to. Because if you try hard enough, you could, right?
Yes.
I see people making money off ChatGPT. Like for
Yeah.
reals, right? I see, and it's happening right there. They are asking GPT for an idea. They take the whole idea, they put it into a online platform. Boom, money, right? Or they are stuck on something, a business idea or anything. Boom, GPT. Boom, money,
Yeah.
right? And most of the time, there are many ways you can make money without coughing out so much money. Not like last time, right?
Yeah.
Last time is like you have to put in a certain amount of money, a huge sum of money. You have to invest a huge sum of money and time and effort and research and all that stuff. You have to do it the hard way to make a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
So now it's like we don't have to. So the fact that many people are not doing it, I question it sometimes. Or you're not even trying.
Yeah.
I question
But
it.
then again, it depends on the capacity of a person. It really does.
The
And circumstance.
capacity.
Yeah.
Their brain capacity, you mean? How stupid they are.
How smart they can be or they want to be.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And
yeah.
how much they want it.
Yeah, that's true.
And circumstances also. If they are parents, they can't really risk as much.
Yeah, that's true. You see? So that's why it goes down to the part where they rushed in. Okay, I wouldn't say maybe not rushed in. They chose that path
Yeah.
to a point where they have no choice. Now they are at that point where they have no choice, right? Imagine us in the same scenario, but same scenario as in right now. We just got into a full-time working force. But the only difference is now we got debts over our head for BTO. We got a wedding coming up. Or even better, your wedding just passed. You already spent like maybe 60,000 on your damn wedding. And then after that, you got kids coming your way. What you got, man? You're fucked. Big time.
But then again, I guess that one, okay, parenting wise, I'm not a parent, so I wouldn't know. But having a partner, I guess, really plays a part, especially if the partner is there for you when you have nothing. Because when you want to risk something, you must have that something else or someone to rely on or fall back on. Just in case that venture, whatever venture,
Fails.
yes. And it's important to have that. And of course, a high value income skill.
Yeah.
Yes. High income skill.
Yes.
Yeah. That cannot be taken away from you.
Mm.
Because you know, even if you're close to bankruptcy, you still can get up from wherever you are.
True.
Yeah.
Try again.
And again. Anyways.
Do you think
Yes.
the Singaporean dream is worth it?
To me, it's not. Yeah. My end goal isn't a HDB with a Prius. Not saying a Prius is bad.
It is.
It's comfy,
It's quite bad.
but it looks like Pikachu. But
What?
no, it's not worth it. I wouldn't pursue it. And hence I don't have a
BTO.
9 to 5
Oh.
per se. But I pursued something that requires me to work 12 hours a day.
Yeah. Where's your BTO, bro?
OTW, bro.
Oh, damn. Okay.
But yeah, but BTO, I think it's a definitely, if you don't want to stay in it, by all means, don't stay in it. But I know you're required to stay in it, but who cares? But have it. Because in Singapore, property always goes up.
I mean, it's a great start.
Yeah. It's one of those things, when you start a game, then they give you certain beginner items.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that you should just get.
But work from there and work wisely.
Yeah. And scale up. Learn how to scale up.
Yes. Singaporean dream.
Yeah. No. Anyways, before we end this off, Zach, what did the wise man say?
Wow. Today's episode
Ah.
really frustrates me because
Why?
I don't know, it just frustrates me when I think of the potential that people can do, but they are not doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
So a wise man once said, may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but don't give up and keep trying. And someday, you will get there.
One day you may.